Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Delia Smith Show.
Plonk and then go. Thanks for all the nice letters you sent me. Well, today's programme is all about making cakes, and although we shouldn't be eating too many cakes because they're far too fattening, it's nice to have a home-baked cake once in a while, and when you are going to have a cake, it's much better than buying a sort of factory-made synthetic-tasting one. First of all, we're going to just have a look at a few cakes. We've got a very popular cake here. This is a Dundee cake. I'm going to take a piece out and show you, and point out the texture, which is quite crumbly. A lot of people think a Dundee cake should be moist and sticky, but really it should be more crumbly like that. That's got a beautiful flavour. Here I've got a cake. Wow! Inside it's got marmalade.
Marmalade?
This is a marmalade cake.
Marmalade?
And although it looks, as I said, pretty ordinary, it's got the most marvellous sort of chunky, fresh marmalade flavour. Now down here I've got something very popular, that's sticky parkin. And the rule you have to remember, if you're making parkin, if you can bear to, you've got to leave it in the tin for about 2 weeks, because the longer you leave it, the more chewy it gets. Wow! Well, probably people make more sponges than anything else, so we've got a couple of sponges here. Wow! This is a lemon curd layer cake with 4 layers of sponge. And this one here is a coffee and walnut cake, and it has a coffee cream mousseline covering, which for those of you like me who don't like sweet buttercream is very good. It's a nice alternative. Well, there are lots more cakes. Wow! And also different sorts of fillings contained in the book that goes with the course, part 2. First of all, though, we're going to actually make a sponge cake. But before we do, just for beginners, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the different sorts of sponges. And I've got 4 samples here, all arranged in a little production line, because they are different, and I'd like you to know the difference. The first one here is a Victoria sponge. That's made by the creaming method. It's quite difficult to master that one, but it's got a very good flavour. That's a traditional one. Next door, this is the modern one, which is the all-in-one sponge cake, and that's made by throwing everything into the bowl, and anybody from 9 to 90 can make that one. Because we're using more whole wheat flour now in all our cooking, there's a sponge done by the all-in-one method with whole wheat flour, and you can see it's got a more open texture, but it's just as delicious and has that nice sort of nutty whole wheat flavour. Here we've got a fat sponge. This one is very, very sort of bouncy and spongy and very light, but that one needs to be eaten on the day it's made. It should be nice and fresh, that one, because it dries quite quickly. Well, out of those, I think my favourite is the all-in-one, and those of you who know me by now will know that that's because it's the easiest, and I really don't believe in working too hard in the kitchen. Well, Christmas time is party time.